Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast, the 4 a.m. Talks. I'm your host, Manoj Velu. Super cool evening here in Bangalore, and Friday night it is. So, I'm back again with another episode. This is the weekend episode, it is called. So, before I get into today's topic, I just wanted to thank you for always coming back to our episodes, listening, you know, taking the time out, reflecting on the episodes that we have always talked about. It is just about improving ourselves better. That is the most important thing. So when you look at the broader spectrum of the vision, your dream is so big, is so massive, it's almost impossible that you might think, and it is good to have such dreams. But at some times you might feel, how do I get there? How do I get there? It's a constant quest. How do I get there? How do I improve? How do I learn? And how do I get things done and manage time and all these things? So these are the things, if you mix it, and if it is in the proper proportion, most likely you will be able to get there. So if you want to get there, and if you understand how do I get there, it's the simple thing, that is, you need to keep improving every single day. So if you keep improving every single day, what will happen is, at the end of 10-20 years, you would be in a much better position to achieve your dream, because on that process of becoming better every single day, the the version of you keeps upgrading, day by day to a betterment. And that what that will do is, it will put you in alignment with your purpose and your dream, and one day you will be able to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve. So that is our main motive, and that is all what I need from you to do as well, so that you are on that right path, right track of achieving whatever you wanted to achieve. So in today's topic, I'm going to talk about a very key component in everyone's life, which is loneliness. So why am I talking about loneliness? See, when you have big dreams, you have a vision, you have a mission, you are on the path of, what you're saying to yourself, that no matter what, I'm gonna do it, no matter what. So that mindset itself tells me that you are you are having that mindset that you're gonna do it. It's good, but what will happen is, there will be so many people who are so close to you, may not understand you. They most probably would be misunderstood. You need to be okay with that. You need to process that, and you need to say okay. So because at the end, when you sit down with yourself, it's you who knows how badly you want that. You want that, big, massive vision that you have in your life, and you are going after it no matter what. And there are so many things that's happening, and that will make not everyone understand, of what you are actually going through, or what you want, or there would be doubters, and those group of people are very close to you. So you need to understand that. And when you understand that path, that and if you go through that path, then what will happen is, something greater will emerge, because on that path of loneliness, you would understand yourself better, and you would go through tough times. And what it will do is, it will make you more stronger. you know Most of the times, sometimes, I feel that most of the people who are going after it should face this stuff, or would have faced this loneliness path, because there are very few people who really wanted to make that big. I'm serious. People might say that I have such a vision, I have such a goal, I have such a dream, I need to do it. But if you look at their action part, if you look at their action part, they're not doing anything. So it's just like wishing and not executing, and what will happen to you? Action is the most important thing. You can strategize how many times ever you want. You can put so many, hours or years into it, but if you're not doing it, then what it's all about? Why are not doing it? Most of the things fall into that category. So there are very, very less people out there whose action matches their word, or their word action matches their actions. Meaning, if you say something and if you put in the work and make an action, do that part, and make sure that you are aligned, and of whatever you say and whatever you do matches, that's how gain respect. Because it might be hard for someone going through all these things and understand why nobody is supporting me, why is nobody understanding me, why there is nobody who's along with me during this struggling phase. It is how it is. You gotta face that part. In different stages of life, people go through that path. It might lead to depression. That is a different thing altogether. But what would I say is, if it makes you tough, I would rather make you to face that stuff than not facing it. Because if it's making you better, if it's making you feel not so good, but at the same time it's making you tough and making you understand about yourself better, then that's the time, it's the best thing that could ever happen to you, to go after your dreams. The other part is a very difficult thing to actually face, and I don't want anyone who's not able to go through that. I don't want you guys to go through it. If there is a chance of somehow getting away from it, please do that. Because if it's not for you, you shouldn't be doing it anyways. But if you challenge yourself, if you say that, what, I'm going to do something that nobody else has done, then you have to go through things where very few would have gone through that. And you need to be okay with that, saying that, what, I'm going to face it, and I'm going to face it like nobody else. If you have that kind of an attitude, then it's better that you have that massive goal, massive thing in your mind, and you have to go there. Because it's a blockage that is going to happen to you. Because as you keep growing, your the circle becomes smaller, and it becomes tightened up. And in those tightened up people are always, those people are going to support you, but at some point even they are going to doubt you. Not if you're a killer in, if you're a killer in whatever you do, that's a different story. But if you are doing it, and if nobody expected you to do it, you did it anyways, and then you are starting to move to a whole new level. And at that point, if someone, if the believers can become doubters, they can become a doubter, but they'll never think that, what they'll be thinking, I don't know whether he'll be able to do at that level. He's good at this, but I don't know about this. So that's a challenge, it's a doubt. So your believer become a doubter. So at some point, at that moment, people who believed in you might become a doubter, and at that moment you might feel lonely. That that people who always believed in you, if he becomes a doubter, if it's say 1 or 2 person, and if those becomes a doubter, then it's called loneliness. Because that time nobody is believing in you except you. So that's a loneliness. People might support you, but people may not believe in you to achieve that level. So that moment you are a lonely person, meaning you have the support, you have everything, but on the vision part, nobody is believing that you can execute at that level. I don't know whether if this is making you some sense, but what I understood is, at some point, your friend might believe you can win the Mario game of level 5, but he is a doubter whether you'll be able to finish level 10 or level 7 or level 6, but he's absolutely sure that you're going to finish level 5. Level 5, he's a supporter, he knows absolutely sure that you are going to win. And level 6, he's not sure about it. He's not against you, but he's saying that, I guess he is not good enough for level 6. So at that time, you are alone. You have to be lonely. You are being put into that loneliness, and only you know how badly you want to finish that level 6. What is that level 6 for you? That is my question. Somebody may doubt you when even if you start something. It's not wrong. It's good. It's good. It means that you have a lot of things to think about before you start. It's a good thing that happened to you. But show them with your, the most important thing is your core thing of what it's telling you inside, deep within. What it's telling you. You know what? I'm going to do it no matter what. So if you have that, and if you have that burning desire, and you say, you know what, I'm not just going to show you level 6, I'm going to show you at level 15, level 20, level 30. It's then what you're going to do is you're not going to going to surprise them. You're going to gain respect from those people who doubted you, because they always wanted you to win. Just that their opinion said that you can be a good player at level 5, you can finish level 5, but I'm not sure if you could finish level 6. But no ways, I wanted you to win, and they'll be more happy if you do that. And that happiness is always going to be there. So I'm asking you a question. So if you are having such a big dream, such a huge dream in front of you, which is impossible, and if you think that I wanted to achieve no matter what, just take my word, you're gonna face this lonely stuff. Everybody in the world faces it, no matter what. If you're a Steve Jobs, or if you're a anybody in the world, you're gonna face it. Virat Kohli, you face it. So anybody, they're gonna face it. That how can you become better? How can you face that? How are you going to face it is the game. It is the ultimate game, and we will be able to do it if we have that burning desire, and if we have that end goal in mind, and you always constantly want to challenge yourself. This is the best thing to do. Challenge your loneliness time, and I'm sure you would be able to do it. So you know what, when I say the process and everything, the things that would take time and you would go out and achieve your dream, I just saw a video of Gary V on his Instagram, and he talked about his dream. He talked about why he wanted to buy the New York Jets. He always said that he's gonna buy the New York Jets in 20 years. People used to say, why you Gary Vee, you're gonna buy in 2 years. He would reply 20 years. He means that the process is the ultimate thing that he enjoys of buying the New York Jets. But he clarified that why he wanted to buy the New York Jets. He said, you know when he was young and he was not able to afford a jersey, and his mom and dad was poor and they couldn't afford one for him, his mom knitted a jersey, and it said Gary and 5. So always you would see Gary V posing with his the 5, and that means he is giving the ultimate respect to his mom, and always remembers that moment. And see, this is the most beautiful thing, always remembering that thing of getting to that point of what you really want to do. So he says the most of his mom's DNA is within him, and he wants to get there, and one day he would be able to buy the New York Jets team. And when he says that, he's gonna say, from not being able to afford one jersey to fucking buying the whole team. So this is his dream. Look at the dream that he has. But to achieve that, you got the chills, right? You got that excited, right? But I'll tell you, if you go and ask Gary Vee how lonely he was, then you would know the story. You gotta understand this part. He would have gone through a lot of loneliness. Now you're getting excited. Now you're getting pumped. You are saying, what? If Gary Vee can do, I can do it. Good. But are you ready? Are you willing to face that loneliness stuff within you? That is gonna come up every single time. Only you know that. And you better answer that question before you go after something, because if you're too sensitive, you need to understand and adapt quickly. If you are able to adapt it, then you will be able to play the game eventually, and you're going to end up being, whatever you wanted to achieve, you would be able to achieve. So with that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm sure that you're going to take this episode in a very good way. I'm not, it's not just about me talking about dreams and not saying the ultimate thing. I'm also on the process of achieving my dream through this podcast. So somebody, you guys have always been to our podcast, listening to our episodes. So when you look back at this episode, not only now, but 50 years down the line or 100 years down the line, you should always understand this concepts of whatever we are trying to talk about. And I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying you whatever I feel and whatever I learned, so that it gives an opportunity to someone like you, who may not have that opportunity to get and to understand those concepts. Maybe there'll be so many things going on. So what would be better for me or happy for me is to you know put it out there to you guys, and you take whatever you want, and take it, work towards it, and become better, and eventually you will achieve your dream. With that being said, have a fantastic Friday, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. See you guys. Take care, everyone. Bye.